Hey, thanks for coming back to the channel. There's a question that always goes on. People new to the ARM lifestyle and those who've been around for a while, and it's how much ammo should you have? How much ammo should you keep? Now, for me, this has been my personal experience over the last like 10 years or so, going through a couple of ammo apocalypse things where there's been a shortage, which really sucks when it happens. So I'm going to separate the need or the requirement into two categories. The first category is training. And the assumption is that you really ought to be doing training. And then the second area is defense. So let's talk about training for a minute. I think that you should get some range therapy at least once per month. And that at those sessions, you probably want to put 50 rounds downrange in whatever drills you want to do and so forth. However, that's per caliber that you shoot per firearm that uses that caliber. So if you have only a 45 ACP, then you need 500 rounds, right? Let's say 600 rounds of 45 ACP, and you only have one 45 caliber pistol, then you're going to have 600 rounds times 3. And the reason for times 3 is so you will have a year's worth of training amount plus another year, because doo-doo occurs, right? And another year's reserve. So you can weather shortages of that caliber ammunition and not affect your ability to go train in a year. Because inside of 2 or 3 years, obviously going to be able to replenish, right? But let's say that you have 357 Magnum. So now you need, the same amount. You need 1,500 rounds of 357 Magnum for that gun. Let's say that you have two 45 caliber pistols, one a double stack and one a single stack. You'll need to have 1,500 rounds for each one of those. So now you need 3,000 rounds of 45 ACP. Now, why do I say that? Because each gun is going to be different. And when you train with them, you're coming back, you're getting the feel of the trigger, you're getting the feel of coming back on target, because each gun you're going to need to train with. So you see how that works? You want to be able to sustain your training for each firearm that you have that you intend to use. And that's the training scenario. It works the same way for your long guns. Now let's talk about defense. What are you going to defend? You're going to defend yourself. You're going to have different types of ammo. This is about how much. Well, on your person, you'll have what's in your firearm and maybe one magazine, maximum two. Maximum two, because you're not going to be running around with battle rattle on. I don't. So sometimes I carry one reload, or sometimes I carry two for my handgun, and that's it. However, how much should you have in storage for defense? Well, that depends on whether you're going to defend yourself in place, in which case you're talking about how much space do you have to store ammo for the various calibers and firearms that you have. And for that, I just happen to use 1,000 rounds per caliber per firearm. The exception is .22 long rifle, where one ammo can will hold 5,000 rounds of .22 long rifle. And that's just because I can fill up the thing. Now remember, ammo has weight to it. So let's come back. You're in place, so you don't have to worry about weight until it's time to relocate somewhere else. So now you have to look at, what can you relocate? Well, are you relocating by vehicle, or are you relocating on foot? If you're relocating in a vehicle, you're now restricted to space. And now I would drop that down to 1 ammo can's worth of that caliber, period. So if you have 2 .45 caliber ACP firearms, you're going to transport 500 rounds of .45 ACP, right? Because of the size and the weight, right? Because don't forget, you need other stuff to transport. For a long gun, let's talk about an AR class. You can carry more rounds because of the weight of the bullets. And you're talking about how many magazines. So I carry in the device that I carry my rifle in 200 rounds of ammo in the magazines in that carrying case. That's 200 rounds. So I can grab it and go. That's 200 rounds. Doesn't take up a lot of space. I have another ammo can with pre-staged magazines, and that's another 300 rounds. So if I need to go, I'm going to probably go with 1,000 rounds for the long gun. And that's true for the different calibers of long guns. So it's 1,000 rounds for that. So that's my rationale for how much ammo. And think about it for a minute and then apply it to your situation. And let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe. But let me know in the comments down below what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So as always, thanks for watching. Carry on.